Let me go and get everything synced in here together so I can see who all's here. Let's try syncing. There we go. There we are. Sometimes I just don't want to cooperate. Little thumbs up, little PSA, blammo, and we share it out. Nope, spin the right way. Don't go left, go right. Come on. There we go. Spin it, spin it, spin it. All right. Good morning, Santee. Good morning, Tony. Good morning, Jan. Hope everybody's doing okay this morning. It is Friday. It is technically almost, but not quite, the beginning of the weekend. Jan, we are down to 5 days. 5 days. You'll be up here in the beautiful state of Michigan. Good morning, Freedom. Hope you're doing well this morning. Yeah, I know, Tony. You're kind of like me, man. I mean, every day's kind of a weekend. You know. I mean, you got your stream. I'm in here. Well, now I'm in here like 5.5 days a week. I'm not in here all 7, like all day anymore. No, it's more like every day is a Monday. Okay, I'll give you that. There are a lot of weeks like that. There are a lot of weeks like that. Oh, let me see here. We can come up here. More like every day is Monday. I hope everyone is doing well, doing good here. 1 week from today, we'll be on the stream with you. Yes. Good morning, Brooklyn. Good to see you. Yep, 1 week from today. Now, are you guys planning on coming over here and spending all day Friday? I mean, being here for the morning stream, everything? Or you guys want to do the evening stream? Or do you want to do both? It don't matter to me. Good morning, KG. Good to see you. Yesterday, I took my 275-pound mutts to the vet. Talk about entertainment. Oh, I bet that was. Yep. Yep to both streams, or just yep to the evening stream, or yep to spending the whole day over here. Because I'll tell you right now, we're kind of boring around here. Don't really. I think the most entertaining thing that's happened to me so far today is trying to Tony Stark my facial hair here. I've let it grow for like a week so I could trim in the little choppy thing, the real thin line that comes in, and cut this down at the angle. And I was in the mood to try something a little different. No worries, you're boring too. Everything should be good then. Yeah, I sure am, no, Tony. I'm sitting here trying to figure out what's going to happen at about noon when I run out of cigars, and hell, Tony just go out and buy the factory and have them delivered right to his damn building. I sure am, no. However, I come up with an idea for a brand new piece of paranormal equipment that follows a certain niche that a lot of people are into, and I think it would be a good seller. I need to get the components, but I come up with the idea, and the wife even liked it, which is scary as hell because she never likes my ideas. I told her told her yesterday Jan and Jay was going to be here all day next Friday, and Jay was cooking steaks for us. And she's like, that's fine. She goes, that's fine. She said, he can have the grill. I'll take care of the macaroni salad and everything else in the kitchen. I'm like, I knew you'd find something to do in the kitchen instead of sitting outside. And she goes, they're not going to cook our whole meal. I am going to contribute. They're going to bring steaks. He's going to cook them on the grill. I'm going to contribute something. What can I do? She's set in her ways. All right, let me see here. I'm good, thank you. Freedom, good. Still can't put no weight on my ankle yet. They said 2 more weeks. I start therapy, go back to the doctor September 21st. Where'd I get the idea? Actually, I got the idea sitting here playing with my Ghostbuster PKE meter. Was she upset Jay was cooking in the grill? Nope. Nope. She was quite happy with the fact he was going to cook steaks. That's what she said. She'd take care of baked potatoes. She'd take care of like pasta salad or something like that. Still can't talk the girl into bean salad, but I'm the only one that eats bean salad in this house, I guess. Let's see here. Who else just popped in? Terry, good morning. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well. Good morning, Sarah. No. You're not going to offend her. You're not going to offend her. Don't doubt I had neck brace once. Couldn't get comfortable to save me. You sound like me last night. I woke up the first time at 11:45 last night, woke up at 12:30, woke up at 1:50, woke up at 2:50, woke up again at 3:45 and said, screw it, getting out of bed. I'm spending more time awake than I am asleep. Not worth wasting my time. I couldn't get comfortable. Couldn't get comfortable. Happy birthday, Sarah. Happy birthday. I think I sent you pictures of my x-ray. Yeah, I seen them. The x-rays from just the other day on your ankle. Looks a hell of a lot better than it did a month and a half ago. A month ago. Yeah, I can't even get him to come up here for special occasions like on my side. His wife loves snow. He hates it. I think he'd have a lot more fun shooting video up here where it's not 115 degrees. We've only had 2 days this year in the 90s. Everything else has been in the 70s and 80s. Hell, I got up this morning, it was 53 degrees. Hey, fishing. Bud, you already been to my house. You know you're more than welcome anytime. You want to come up here and build a frickin' snowman in the middle of January. I would fill your belly up. We would sit outside and smoke, tell lies to one another, and I would laugh watching you, my daughter, and me having a snowball fight together. Wouldn't laugh too awful much when those great big gorilla arms launch one at me, but I would laugh otherwise. Uh, 53 degrees, I'll be up in a sec. Dude, it was cold. I came in the studio this morning, shut the fan off. We killed the air last night. because it was only, I think we only got up to 78 yesterday, and there was a breeze, so we went on to shut the air off when the wife got home last night. And woke up this morning, had all the windows open, fans in the windows. It was colder than Billy be damned in the studio. I shut the fan off, and then when the temperature went up a couple degrees, I turned the coffee pot on, turned the lights on. It started to get kind of warm back here. So I went on, turned the fan on low, and put on the long sleeves. It's like, it's starting to feel like an October morning. I checked the weather for Paw next weekend. It looks like it's going to be very pleasant. Yeah, I'm going to have a busy next couple of days. I didn't realize that our Michiana Renaissance Fair is the following weekend. I've been promising to do that one for the last couple years, and of course, year before last, COVID was going on, so they didn't even do it. And last year we had an investigation planned that weekend, but this year, nothing. So I will be pirating up with our Lake Michigan pirate group the weekend after Goes to Rama at the Michiana Ren Fair in South Bend, out the St. Joe County Fairgrounds. Actually, Jan, I will get a hold of you after the live stream. I had a chance to talk to Danny for about an hour yesterday, yesterday afternoon, but I will get a hold of you here in a little bit to talk about that schedule. So, I've seen all the snow I ever wanted. We're at 61. Tired of the cold. Comfortable here. Low 60s. Okay, got that right. But yeah, next weekend is going to be fun. Well, next weekend and part of the week, because, you know, I don't only get Jan and Jay for Ghost-O-Rama, I get Jan and Jay, you know, part of the evening, Thursday evening, all day Friday, all day Saturday. I don't know when they're planning on going. Oh, wait, they got to go home Sunday because Jay's got to go back to work on Monday because Jay has one of those JOBs that he needs to retire from and start enjoying life with his beautiful wife and kid. Did y'all hear about our shooter yesterday that tried to get into our FBI building? No, hadn't heard anything about that. Well, the really cool thing about it is he found a way to get in and get in there really quick with a whole bunch of agents all pointing their guns at him. Or, as Tony just pointed out, possibly getting into the morgue at the local examiner's office while all of his belongings and information is in the FBI building. That is crazy. Nope, we did not hear anything up here about it. It was an all-day thing. He did not get in as the alarm went off, and he got into his car and led them on a chase up I-71. He did end up dead. Yeah, you're right, Tony. It's really not that rare these days. It's the first time that I've heard, of an active shooter going, toe to toe with federal agents. But, normally they're cowards. They go after schools, synagogues, places like that, places where they're pretty sure there are no weapons. Um, but yeah, to get one to actually go toe to toe with a federal building, that just kind of that's shocking. Somebody with a gun that had ill intentions and balls is very, very rare. 4 p.m. in the afternoon, they shot him. Hmm, that's insane. That's nuts. Yeah, like I said, normally they're just craving little cowards. I mean, that would be like somebody with a handgun trying to break into Tony's house. Not the smartest move you could make. Somebody with a slingshot trying to break into Tony's house. Let's put it that way. Said he was part of the Trump support thing and all kinds of info about the uprising at the Capitol. One of those dildos, huh? Okay. History repeats all the shootings in history. It's not new. Nope. No, my friend, it is not new. And see, that's my thing, Tony. I've told you guys before when I first moved into town, and the chief and grandma have known each other for, my God, 30 years. The old chief. We just all call him chief. Um, he was over here one day and was admiring all of the edged weapons and the throwing axes and the Viking axes and things like that hanging on the walls. And he just kind of jokingly says, "We'll never have to worry about anybody breaking in here." And I'm like, "No." I said, "You ever get a 911 call about illegal entry in our house at night, bring grocery bags. Don't bring a body bag, because I guarantee they're going to leave here in pieces." I have got two huge, very well edged carbon steel Viking axes. I've got my basket hilt broadsword, which throws nicely. I've got my claymore over 5 feet long that throws like a spear. Not to mention it weighs like 8 pounds, so it comes crushing down on any part of your body. It's going to snap it or cleave it. Plus I've got my carbon steel um, bastard sword, which is 3 pounds and very, very well edged and maneuverable. So yeah, he got the point, quite literally. I don't have guns. I don't have guns. You know how I am about modern guns. And well, older guns take a little bit too long to reload in a situation like that. So, put a put a cleaving axe in both hands Be like sticking your pee-pee into a Cuisinart by the time I get done with you. I might be an old man, but I still got a lot of swing. Nah, shoot, man, I've been throwing knives and axes for 30 years. I think that's probably why I don't miss. It's like I was telling you guys about my daughter the other day laying in the floor playing on her computer, and I said something to her a couple times, and she didn't listen to me, so I made one of those little paper football things and took it and just winged it and pinned her right in the forehead with it. I said, now, before I move on to something bigger, I told Ashley she knows where my Hawk's throwing knife, pistol, and crossbow are if she needs them while we're gone. I need to get my hands on another tomahawk. I haven't had a tomahawk in a while, and the axes are too big to carry when I do buckskin or something like that. I need to get my hands on another throwing hawk. Might go fancy this time and get like a French hawk with like a weeping heart cutting the blade or something like that. Or a boarding axe, like a pirate's boarding axe. It's got the small blade on one side and the spike coming off the other. Good morning, Connie. Good to see you, dear. Looking like a Plinko game. There you go. My cousin can get you one. Cool beaners. We'll have to get in touch with your cousin sometime. When I have the money, of course. I don't blame you, Tony. I don't blame you. I mean, if I had the money to buy guns, then I would probably have a few guns. But I don't, and that's why I go with edged weapons, because I don't. Come on. What's all this mail doing popping up? This computer's been on for almost 5 hours. What the hell's all the mail popping up now for? Right here on my desk, I have 6 loaded guns. He's a dealer for a company. I can't remember which one. Gotcha. Hope you guys got your coffee. This is morning coffee and chat. So I can let my mood choose how I repel offenders. I don't think I have a mood when it comes to defense of my home, my family. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same each and every time. First blow to the elbow or the wrist, holding the weapon. If they pick it up with the other hand, second blow to the elbow or wrist that they're holding the weapon. If they charge at me, they get stuck to the wall and await local law enforcement to come in and well. Ankle cuff them because there won't be any wrists left to put the cuffs on. Of course, I will treat their wounds so they don't die, and you know, I will tourniquet the, you know, I don't want them to die. I want them to serve time and think about the crazy, insane nutball dude that come at them with edged weapons. Sometimes bringing a knife to a gunfight ain't a bad thing, especially when the knife is bigger. Crossbow like cat burglar. Every movie would be fun. Well, mood means more like how much blood I want to clean up. 22 and 44 Magnum, thin reach, right where I sit. One day a couple years ago, I had someone turning the knob on the front door to come in, and I went to the door with my gun in my hand and said, "Can I help you?" The really cool thing is that, you know, all of my weapons are where people can see them, except for the one axe that hangs beside my bed, which is my sharpest. But they go peeking in the windows and stuff like that to case the place out. They're going to see, you know, 6 or 5 foot long blades and 4.5 foot long blades and 4 foot long blades and, you know, big ugly cleaving devices and Scottish knives and swords, and yeah, they're stupid if they walk in unannounced anyway. I'm glad you caught us too, Connie. They're here because I'm out of room elsewhere. Today's particularly funny. I woke up in a good mood. Every damn time I woke up, I was in a good mood and had to force myself to lay back down, which I don't understand. I worked all day yesterday with Ghostorama stuff. I worked on the video for today, got everything done. I was exhausted. I passed out at 9:30 last night, and 2 hours later I was up and ready to start my day. And it's like, no. Looking down the barrel of a big bore revolver has always had the desired effect. We're coming up to the full moon. Moods are getting better. Yep, I agree. And full moon is my cycle anyway. So, I haven't got a message. Staring down the barrel of a 45. Nope, haven't got a message yet. Take care. I'll have a great weekend. You too, Freedom. Have a great weekend. Take care of yourself, and we will catch you first of the week. Lionsgate Portal. Are you talking about what you messaged me the other day? If that's what you're talking about, then yes, I did look through it. From the time I saw Dirty Harry, I wanted a Smith & Wesson 29. My dad used to have a hell of a collection of handguns and stuff. I remember he had a Saturday night special. He had a 45. He had the chrome 22 that he got when he was at White Sands, New Mexico in the 60s. Beautiful 7-shooter. Had black black handles. It was all chromed out. Got it in a Mexican holster, quick draw holster. Um, God, he had the riot gun. That was a 10 gauge sawed off. Um, he had 2 or 3 hunting rifles. Dad had a gun collection. Now all he carries around is uh, now all he carries around with him is a little 9mm. Whenever they leave the house, he's got it in the truck. So. But you know, my dad's 82 years old, so he's not as quick as he used to be. So. One, two, three, 1, 2. First time, full moon. The full moon does mess with people. You are correct on that. I bought a 629 thinking it would do, and being stainless, it couldn't hurt. I could hunt with it. Not if I had to get 6 of that. I won't specify how many guns I got, but it's a fair few. Tony's going to have to rent one of those really small U-Haul trailers just to carry all of his guns and stuff down to the homestead when they get everything moved in and stuff like that. I can see it. I can see it now. I will say that I have enough stuff to load up at 200,000 rounds. You bought a trailer. There you go. I'm still looking for one, of course. I was actually going to go out 2 weekends ago and start framing the log cabin. But I figured there was no sense in doing that when we haven't got the trailer yet. And I don't want to try to lift a 2,000-pound cabin up on a trailer to, be able to pull it to events and stuff like that. So I just decided to leave the panels sitting. But I'm still looking for a little like 8x10, almost like a snowmobile trailer with the very, very small wheels on it to carry our cabin or to haul our cabin to events and stuff like that. And of course, like I said, once the cabin's set, the body panels just fall right down over the wheels. Pull the steps out, set them up to it, and you're set. I'll be listening while I'm driving, so I won't be chatting as much. Thank you, Sarah. Yep, don't take no chances. Something about that, chatting, texting while driving thing. It's kind of scary at times. Good for the grandkids more than anything. That's you because you ain't reading. Text a lot. My hubby's cousin is a gun collector. He loves guns. I think it's cool. Good morning, Rusty. Good to see you. Hope you're doing okay today, my friend. Each gun I bought for a purpose. Can't fault you there. Can't fault you there. Hey, I didn't get a chance, since this just happened yesterday morning, I didn't get a chance to tell you guys about it. I forgot to message Jan because I knew she would have got a laugh about this. The wife was driving to work yesterday morning, and for whatever the reason, and I can't figure it out, hunting's really taken a dip around here the last few years. They've not issued as many turkey, licenses. They've not issued as many deer licenses. So needless to say, our populations are really coming up around here. Steph can very seldom ever go to work that she don't see turkey or deer or foxes or cranes in large numbers. She was going to work yesterday morning, and she got just not 2 miles out of town, and she had to slam on her brakes because there was like 30 turkeys crossing the road. And she said some of these birds had to be, 20 or 25 pounds. She said they were absolutely huge. And she said and the way she phrased this was hilarious. She said there must have been 20 adults and 10 or 12 turklets. Not baby turkeys, not hatchlings. These were turklets. These were toddler turkeys. She said these things were no big than 10 or 12 inches tall, and they still had all their fluff, and just waddling across the road. And she's sitting there and she's watching them and laughing because they'll stop and just look at her, and then they'd walk a little bit and they'd stop and they'd look at the car, and she rolled the window down, had her head sticking out, and she was talking to them. And she said all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this last little turklet made it off the side of the road, and this white SUV shot past her going like 70 miles an hour. Like, within seconds of hitting this little turklet. And she said she punched the accelerator and she followed him. It was one of these local, and I hope he's watching right now, because hope he's a fan and watching, because I want this known. She followed this money grubbing son of a bitch out to the golf course, and he pulled in. Now understand, this is like 6:37 in the morning, so the golf course don't even open to tee until 8 o'clock. So he was obviously going out there to hit the clubhouse and drink with his friends at 8 o'clock. And it's like, I said, did you write down his number? She said, yep. She said, when I got to work, since that's technically considered tribal land where she was at, she got to work, reported him to tribal police, and told him that he damn near wiped out a whole flock of turklets. And she said that cop was pissed. He looked at her and said, I will guarantee we'll have this taken care of before the end of the day. We don't even know what happened to the dude. So, hope it was something really cool, though. All right, let me see here. Rusty is throwing out some today in history. 1658, First American Police Force forms in New Amsterdam. interesting parties, short-term work. 1676, first war between American colonists and Indians ends in New England. I have a contract with wild game. Do not walk on the roads and won't drive in the woods. 1833, the town of Chicago is incorporated. Population 350. Oh, I know. Tell me about it, Jan. They can be jerks. And they don't care. 1851, American inventor Isaac Singer patents the sewing machine. 1856, Anthony Foss of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania is granted a second patent for improvements to the accordion. Which is kind of ironic because we have an old accordion in the bottom of that closet right over to my right. It was Grandma's when she was in her 20s and 30s. So you're talking 50, 60 years ago, she played accordion. Still got her first accordion right down there in the bottom of the closet. 1861, skirmish at Texas. Rebels are attacked by Apache Indians. 1862, General John Hunt Morgan and his raiders capture Gallatin, Texas. 1865, Joseph Lister performs first antiseptic surgery. I used to play the accordion when I was a kid. Oh, cool. She never had the heart to get rid of this one. So since Steph was teeny tiny, that thing has been in its case in the bottom of that closet. Grandma can't handle it anymore. Nobody else in the family knows how to play it. From what I understand, talking to her mom, it's still in great shape. Still plays well. U.S. President Andrew Johnson defies Congress, suspending Secretary of War Edwin Stanton. Accordion is second to the bagpipes. As for being tortured, to someone learn to play. I have, I done very well on my bagpipes, thank you, sir, when I got them, until the bag ruptured and they wouldn't air up anymore. Then again, maybe the rupture was unintentional. Haven't really pinned my wife down on a polygraph test yet to find that out. 1869, self-proclaimed Emperor Joshua Abraham Norton of the USA issues edict abolishing the Democratic and Republican parties. 1877, Thomas Edison completes first model for the phonograph, a device that recorded sound onto tinfoil cylinders. 1879, first National Archery Association tournament. Oh my God, guys. When I was doing the Abraham Lincoln video the other day, I was looking at a video, and I still may put it up sometime, just as a joke. It explains in great detail why history in school sucks so bad these days. 1898, Hawaii is formally annexed to U.S. This talks about Lincoln. Now everybody knows Lincoln was an inventor. He is the only U.S. president to actually hold a patent. and it was on that flotation device to help boats on the Mississippi and stuff that hit sandbars and get stuck, where you can actually air up these large balloons on the side and lift the boat up to get it off the sandbars and stuff. This video was made as a joke, and it is absolutely hilarious. But it has Lincoln inventing the telephone, it has Lincoln inventing the light bulb, it has Lincoln discovering electricity, all this. I was able to watch 5 so hard, it's like, okay, all right, I gotta save this video to reflect on later with some of these facts and stuff like that. When I'm in the mood to put up something hilarious that's gonna make people laugh, I'll use some clips out of this video. But I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, somebody took the time to make this video, which means people have watched it. It had 3,000 some odd views. And it's like, there's a lot of really retarded kids out there right now that believe that Lincoln discovered electricity while flying a kite as a child, and Lincoln invented the telephone and stuff like that. All right, let me see here. 1898, Peace Protocol ends Spanish-American War. History is told by winners, losers tell the truth. Exactly. Then the media lies and distorts everything. Of course. Model T. 1908, Henry Ford's company builds the first Model T car. Yep, vampire hunting, can't forget that too. Then I seen another video with Lincoln as a vampire, which was funny too. 1922, dedication of Frederick Douglass's home in Washington, D.C. as National Shrine. 1925, KMAAM in Shenandoah, Iowa begins radio transmissions. 1925, the first cast of Alpha Psi Omega, drawn from the Maskers of Fairmont College, West Virginia, is initiated. Hey Rusty, have we told you just how much we've missed today in history? Missed it a lot. 1927, Wings, one of the only 2 silent films, the other being The Artist in 2011, to win an Oscar for Best Picture, Open, starring Clara Bow. Outstanding picture, 1929. Clara Bow. One of the prettiest silent film actresses to ever grace the big screen. You're right, Connie. It is sad, but at the same time, the way they put this video together was hilarious. Like I said, I may use it sometime just for the giggles, because every once in a while I get in the mood to just kick back and have a little fun. Sucking up is not necessary. Yes, it is. Can never make you feel like you're less than important. 1930, Clarence Birdseye is granted a patent for a method for quick freezing food. Now anybody can do it. You can buy a blast freezer and keep it in your home. Go out, pick your peas and your corn or whatever, boil them suckers, put them in the freezer bag, slam them in that blast freezer. Boom, they're frozen no time. Move them over to your regular freezer. Not only are they frozen, but if you pull all the air out of the bag and compress them, that stuff is good forever. I knew I didn't pay super close attention, but, well, you know. 1936, 120 degrees Fahrenheit, Seymour, Texas. 120? Hell, Santee faces 120 half the summer. Psst. And y'all see how he dresses. A long shirt on, t-shirt underneath, black hat on. And y'all know the dirt on that hat. Twice as much insulation with that dirt on that hat as just that black wool hat is. I'm surprised he don't weigh 98 pounds and is big around as my pinky finger. But then again, he's been out there so long, probably ain't got no liquid left in his body to sweat out. Still think I need to go out there and try that weight loss method myself. It's alright to be a nothing so long as you know who you are. Not around here, brother. Not around here. Nope, around here. Not only with you today in history, means a lot to me when you take time out of your schedule just to say good morning. I was in the studio just not an hour yesterday, and all of a sudden up pops Rusty. Morning, brother. Hey, bud. Jan every once in a while will message me. Good morning. It means a lot. Hey, John. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well today. Hope everybody's doing well today. It is a Friday. Beginning of the weekend. Hopefully, even though Friday don't mean much to Tony, hopefully his wife don't have to work on the weekends and he gets to spend a little time with her. Sadly enough, my wife's weekend is Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So Thursday is usually officially our Monday. 1939, sabotage suspected in city of San Francisco. Train crash which derails near Harney, Nevada, killing 24. It's been in the high 90s about all summer here. Been a crazy hot summer. Why in the hell would I want to do this? Well, I keep forgetting, you've been married a lot longer than I have. So I'm still in that kind of, sort of, almost enjoying my wife's present stage of our relationship. So, 1943, alleged date of the first Philadelphia experiment test on United States Navy ship SS Elbridge. We had 4 kids in 3.5 years. I did my time. I didn't have to worry about the kid thing. She had hers when I came in a relationship. Mine all live on their own. We go and visit them. Her son and his fiance come over on occasion. Ash is right here, but pretty much stays in her room. I mean, she's 13 years old, so she don't spend much time outside that room. So it's kind of like being newlyweds. Doing good here, bud. Doing good here. Jay says, hey. Well, tell Jay I said hey back. This picture looks awful screwy today. No, it's set on the right setting. 1953, Ann Davison arrives in Miami in her 23-foot boat Felicity Ann, becoming the first woman to sail solo across the Atlantic. He missed being in the mess of the chase of 71 by about 15 minutes. Wow. Been with her for nearly 42 years. We need not speak to each other at all and know what is what. Makes sense. It's the way my mom and dad are. It's almost like they have a psychic bond with each other. They've been married for 40 or 50, 53 years. So, which reminds me, I got a joke to tell you guys here when Rusty's done. 1955 Hurricane Connie makes landfall near Fort Macon, North Carolina as a Category 3 storm. Good morning, Rob. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well this morning. I've been with my wife for 11 years, and every time I see her, I fall in love with her all over again. It's the way I am with my wife. Kinda. 1955, U.S. President Eisenhower raises minimum wage from 75 cents to $1 an hour. 1955, WPB-TV, Channel 2 in Miami, Florida begins broadcasting. Good morning, BS. Good to see you, bud. 1956, KOTI-TV, Channel 2 in Klamath Falls, Oregon begins broadcasting. 1960, Echo 1, first communication satellite is launched by NASA. When I first seen it, I thought it said Ecto 1. Like, that's a little early, but wow. 1960, U.S. Air Force Major Robert M. White takes X-15 to an altitude of 41,600 miles. Jay and I have been married for 41 years, but know each other longer than that. 1962, first time two people in space. Crazy, my wife knew each side of my family before she ever met me. She went to school with my cousin on my dad's side and a cousin on my mom's side, and she met my brother before she met me. Wow. At this point, conversation is for passing information. Otherwise, it seems like platitudes. Well, I mean, me and my wife are still at that point where we have what they call hallway sex. When you walk past each other in the hallway, F you, F you, F you, F you. And that's it. 1964 race riot in Elizabeth, New Jersey. 1965 race riot in west side of Chicago. 1966, last Beatle concert tour of North America begins with 2 shows at the International Amphitheater in Chicago, Illinois. Hmm. 1972, a funny thing happened on the way to the Forum. Closes at Lunt-Fontanne Theater, New York City after 156 performances. Oh, Calcutta. The Bare Facts, 1972, Oh, Calcutta. Closes at what? Belasco Theater in New York City after 1,316 performances. There's a hit for you. Which is really kind of funny, because I've heard of a funny thing happened on the way to the Forum, but it was only around for 156 performances. 156? Yep, 156. I've never heard of Oh Calcutta. And it was around for almost 10 times more performances than A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum, but I've never heard of it. 1974 Yankees Mickey Mantle and Whitey Ford become first teammates inducted into the Hall of Fame on the same day. I wonder if there's been any since. wonder if there's been any teammates inducted on the same day since then. Be interesting to find out. She saw a picture of me at my cousin's house and wanted to meet me, so my cousin set it up. She told my cousin I'm going to marry him, and she did. Smart woman. She's had you for all these years. Smart woman. I enjoyed just spending a day with you. So, I could imagine what years is like. 1976, first approach and lands test of orbiter Enterprise. 1977, High Energy Astronomy Observatory. First launch into Earth's orbit by NASA. 1977, Space Shuttle Enterprise makes its first atmospheric test flight. At one time, I had Mickey Mantle autograph. My ass needed money. So what do? Sold it. Darn, that was a mistake. Yeah, because God only knows what it's like, what it's worth now. 1978 International Cometary Explorer spacecraft launched to study solar wind. With the way the solar winds and stuff have been in recent years, I would like to see a 1978 Explorer spacecraft combat those solar winds today compared to how it did it, 40 years ago. first time seeing my missus walking down the street, said, it's the last thing I do. And I am on track. Hand to God, that is true. And you know, your luck, Tony, that will be the last thing you do. I can see it now. My hand to God. She's going to be yelling something, and you're going to be yelling something else. Something like, I'm going, I'm going, I'm going. Oh yeah, well actually, bud, we'll see each other again in a week. Next week is Ghostorama. We'll see each other next Saturday. 1988 movie Last Temptation of Christ is released. I'll be listening, have to go to my godbrothers, check on the mail and cat until they come home from vacation. Hey, at least he's well enough to take a vacation now. Always be thankful for them little things. I remember it was just here a few weeks ago, he was in hell. So at least he's doing well now. 1988, Richard Thornborough becomes U.S. Attorney General. 1991, creditors vote to support Greyhound bus reorganization plan. My creditors didn't vote to reorganize the channel, by the way. They couldn't meet. Sadly enough, now I got to get new business cards and stuff made up. Get the whole Midwest Parahistoric Society thing taken off our business cards and everything. Yes, and now he bought a Corvette. Those new Corvettes are sharp. I seen one of them the other day. I swear to God, I thought it was a Ferrari. As fancy as the body style is on those things now, got the huge air scoops on the sides of it, right in front of the rear wheels and everything. I thought it was a damn Ferrari. Got up on it and realized it was a Corvette. It's like, my God, who has $100,000 to spend on a car? Good morning, Terry. Good to see you this morning. Hope you're doing well. In 1992, Canada, Mexico, and the United States announced completion of negotiations for the North American Free Trade Agreement, NAFTA. Bum, bum, bum. In 1993, Pope John Paul II begins visit of U.S. Still like that old man. Thought he was the best pope that they've had yet. Yeah, it's funny. Even though that fan is on low, still makes my coffee cold in just minutes. $1995. Nice body style. Yes, I will be going along with a few YouTube friends of mine that I invited, and my cousin will be her very first ever paranormal experience. Very cool. Very cool. I don't know where we're going to be set up at down there. Like I said, I have to discuss things with Jan after the live stream is over about when we're supposed to be up there to help set up, since, um, we are part of the, I don't want to say we're sponsoring it, but, we're like part of it. But, you'll see it. We'll have a large banner with my raven on it. Um, should be here in the next few days. Um, but you'll spot us. You'll spot us. 2004, New Jersey Governor James McGreevey comes out publicly as gay. 2005, F1 tornado strikes Glen Cove, New York, a rare event on Long Island. Very rare event. 2005, F2 tornado strikes the coal mining town of Wright, Wyoming, destroying nearly 100 homes and killing 2 people. Wow. Here for the last couple decades, the finger of God has been given a lot of folks the finger. Just look at Kentucky earlier this year. Kentucky and Tennessee both. (2015) Former U.S. President Jimmy Carter reveals that he has cancer. 2015, U.S. Postal Service issues a second postage stamp featuring rock singer Elvis Presley. As part of its Music Icon series, design is a black and white photograph taken by William Spear in 1955. I would like to think that here in 2 more years, the Postal Service will be issuing a stamp for James Dean. In 2025, it will mark the 70th anniversary of his death in September of 2025. So I'm really hoping that they issue a James Dean stamp for that. 2017, Unite the Right march in Charlottesville, Virginia turns violent when car rams protesters, killing 1, injuring 19. 2017, U.S. President Donald Trump at a press conference at Trump Tower says there is blame on both sides in reference to violence in Charlottesville, provoking widespread condemnation. 2018, NASA launches the Parker Space Probe, its first mission to the sun and its outermost atmosphere, the Corona. And it will cost more than a movie ticket to see him in the day. Yep. You are correct on that, sir. 1955, what was it to get into the movies then? $1.50, something like that. (2021) 195 million Americans across 34 states under heat advisory. Warnings from Pacific Northwest to the Northeast as summer of intense heat continues in the Northern Hemisphere. Probably a dime for matinees. Yeah, that sounds pretty damn close to being right. Because I know in the 80s, when I started taking girls to the movies, I think we were paying $2.50, $3, something like that to get into the movies. 2021 Bennu asteroid, size of the Empire State Building, now has 1 in 1,750 chance of hitting Earth in 2182, according to data from NASA's OSIRIS-REx spacecraft. 2021 Britney Spears' father says he will step down as her conservator after the singer called his conservatorship abusive amid a Free Britney campaign. Oh yeah, the drive-ins. I used to, my dad used to talk too much. That's where I learned when it come to the 67 Ford that, well, I can get, you know, 4 adults in the trunk of a 67 Ford Fairlane, and 6 of them in the front seat, or the front of the car. 3 in the front seat, 3 in the back seat, and 4 in the trunk. 2021 Phoenix is the U.S. fastest growing city, overtaking Philadelphia to be the nation's 5th largest at 1.6 million, according to the U.S. Census. I still need to get down to his final resting place. I just need to plan a day to do it and get a few people together to travel with me that can help me with gas and be a great time. Let me know. You're talking about my hometown. So, matter of fact, when you see me pop up with the Ellsworth and Mahoney gravestones, that's only 1 row over and about 30 feet down from where Jimmy's grave's at down there. That's where my high school reunion was at 2 weeks ago. Was right down there in Fairmount, Indiana. 2021, U.S. FDA authorizes a 3rd booster COVID-19 vaccine booster shot for people with weak immune systems. And that is all, folks. Thank you, Rusty, for another great day in history. Good to have you back, bud. We miss all this history flinging around in here and stuff. Our family has quite a few graves down there, though, Rob, in that section of the cemetery, because I went to school with Chuck Winslow, who was second cousin to Jimmy. Chuck's dad was Jimmy's first cousin, and Chuck's grandmother was Jimmy's aunt. And the Mahoney that's buried next to my grandmother and grandfather was the grandmother to Jerry Mahoney, which was Chuck Winslow's first cousin. And then my dad was the next in line. So my dad was third cousin to Jimmy. I have got to get to my sister's and get my grandma's old photo albums, because my grandmother has got a picture of my dad sitting on the front of Jimmy's bike that's now sitting up in the James Dean Museum in Fairmount on Washington Street. So right out in their front yard on Jefferson Street, which I can actually show you the house that it was, the photo was taken at on Jefferson Street, and I can show you the Winslow farm, is where Jimmy spent a lot of time. Actually, I can show you Grandma's house where that picture was taken, Great Grandma Mahoney's house, and the Winslow farm where he actually lived at. Sadly enough, since Hortense Winslow died, I don't know if his bedroom is still unaltered. But when I was like 13, 14 years old, Hortense took me and Chuck up into Jimmy's bedroom and, showed us some of his things. I actually had on his leather jacket that he used to wear around town when he was riding his bikes and stuff. But yeah, that's my stomping ground. That's where I was at from probably 3 years old till 12 years old, was right there in Fairmount, Indiana. Templar, good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well today. On break. Templar, do you ever not work? I would love to go visit his childhood home in the History Museum. It would be so much fun. And it's the hometown of creator of Garfield. Yes, Jim Davis also came from Fairmount. There was also a news reporter. I believe he worked out of New York. That was also born and raised in Fairmount. Waiting for my 1:30 Freedom Bell. Don't blame you, bud. Get the weekend started as early as you can. Well, Rob, I don't know, since Hortense died, I don't know if we can actually get in the home anymore, but I can get you to the property. I can show you the fishing pond he used to fish in when he was a teenager. I can actually point out his bedroom window to you. I remember it. We used to play out there at the farm all the time because they had pasture land like crazy. Um, I can show you the church he attended, which is just right down the road from the cemetery. Then it's a 4-minute trip in town, 3-minute trip in town to the museum. Um, Actually, there's 2 museums in town now. And downtown's really not changed a lot since he was little. There's actually a picture of him out in circulation walking down the road in downtown Fairmount. And when you look behind him, I can actually point out every single building. And when you stand in that location, which is very close to where the town tavern is at, you can hold the picture up and look down through there, and the town is quite honestly no different than what it was in 53 and 54 when that picture was, or 54 when that picture was taken, him walking through town. You know, as far as history goes, I'm more interested in the activities and accoutrements involved than I am in people. Makes sense. Makes sense. That's actually something that I'm very interested in, is the things that were used to get by in history. You know, I keep beating a dead horse here talking about James Dean, but when I was 12 years old in the Winslow household, the bike that is on display at the museum was still down in the basement. He had built a ramp where he could take his bikes in and out, and there was like 5 or 6 rooms. There was one huge room, there was a bunch of little rooms that went halfway around the big room, and he was building that gray bike down in one of those rooms and finished it right before he went to Hollywood. So it was still sitting in the basement when I was in the house. But then when they took the old manor uptown and turned it into a museum, they pulled the bike up and put it up there in the museum in the display case. But he had worked on the bike previously, which is how they got the picture of him and my dad together at Grandma and Grandpa's house on Jefferson Street. With he finished the bike, took it on a test run, stopped by and saw great Grandma Mahoney, then drove down the road and seen Grandma and Grandpa Ellsworth. My dad was only 15 at the time. Dad jumped up on the bike with him. They snapped a picture and hung out for a little bit. He took off and went back out. I think a week later is when he left to go to Hollywood for the second time. I love the idea of how in the hell did they do that? Yeah, most definitely. Walking back the property to check on the cat. Got to make sure the cat is in good health. Hey, if we go, the only thing we can do is go up to the front door and ask, you know, the people that live there. We might. We very well might get lucky, which would be even better for you because, you know, get a few shots or something, if we're lucky, maybe right there in his bedroom, and maybe it was never changed. I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, it's been 40 years since I was there. So maybe it's never been changed. And I was always pretty close with Chucky. Um, all being extended family, but still, all being family, I was always pretty close with him. And our cousin, me and Chuck Winslow's cousin Jerry, just used to live right on the corner across the street from my house growing up. So we always all hung out together and played ball together in the empty lot and stuff like that. So who knows? Who knows? We very well could get lucky and then say, sure, come on in. Da, 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 da. Here's all of his clothes still hanging up in the closet. Here's his pets or his rubber snake that he used to scare, his Aunt Hortense with, right there in the top drawer of his dresser still. You never know. The snake story was always cute because they had the big pond that he used to fish in out in the cattle pasture, and then back in the woods behind the property was a smaller pond. And he, I don't know which store uptown he bought that rubber snake at, but he used to put it on the dining room floor right underneath her chair. He'd put it in the kitchen floor, whatever, and scare the hell out of her. He actually, on the back door where the big roundabout drive is that went out by all the barns and stuff, there you had a big concrete steps going up to it, and then she had one of those old wooden screen doors, and then she had an inside door she always left open because that big open lot with all the buildings around it generated a breeze, so the breeze would blow into the dining room when you first walk in. He'd open up the screen door and stick the snake halfway in the screen door. So whenever she went to walk out on the porch or something and sit there, be half that snake sticking in the screen door. And it's like she always forgot that he had that rubber snake and was putting it in different places of the house to mess with her. From what I understand, he was a trickster, and he liked to play, he liked to laugh, liked to scare the hell out of his Aunt Hortense. Sounds like a tick. And that's the funny thing, Tony. My grandmother, when she was still alive, she would talk about the fact that he never let his being discovered. He never let it affect him. He was the same person in 1955. He died September 22nd, I think, 1955. He was the same person before he left Fairmount that last time as he was 20 years before. He was always that kid that walked up through town. He didn't care how big of a celebrity he was. He always hung out in the stores. He always hung out in the diner. He always walked through town, rode his bike through town. Had no problem taking pictures with folks, had no problem talking to people sitting in the diner. He was just always out for a laugh and always out to make people laugh, but never became a cocky, better than you kind of person. So, who knows? Oh yeah, most definitely. You are correct. I knew what you meant. I knew what you meant. Most of us guys have got that kind of butthole-ish attitude when it comes to things. I do. I know you do. Just about all of us. My God, we only got about 22 minutes left already. Of course, guys, like I said, I've got to contact Jan over next weekend. As soon as I get done talking to Jan, I will be releasing the video for today. Very, very, very interesting video coming up this time. It is on a little known Native American war that happened in the North Carolina area in the 17th century. So there were a lot of tribes involved in it and a lot of colonists that, well, needless to say, they changed their views on a lot of things because of this war. That'd be awesome. I'm a huge James Dean fan. We definitely need to plan this. Probably not before winter, but maybe next spring. I'm sure we could do it. I'm sure we could do it. I don't hide who I am, so if people call me an asshole, it don't offend me unless it is a mischaracterization due to untruths. Makes sense. Makes sense. I mean, there's enough truths out there for all of us to, you know, if somebody wants to call us a name, at least base it on fact. Don't base it on fiction. I mean, unless it's gonna make you a living legend, then it's okay to base it on a little bit of fiction. All right, I thought I could make it. I'm failing miserably. I'm sitting here suffering. I'm gonna run to the in-house real quick. You guys just sit and you know do your thing for a second. I'll be right back. I am just about at the end of the coffee thing. I drink any more coffee, I might pop a gasket. Needs a chamber pot. Yeah, curse of getting old. Actually, it's more the curse of diabetes than anything. I've noticed that as the diabetes goes on, the bladder don't. And that's actually more of it. My dad will make a 10-hour trip and only stop when he needs gas. Um, Now my mom, she's hypoglycemic. So she has to make him stop a little more often. But um, when I'm in a car, uh, we take like a 3 hour trip. We normally only have to stop once. Um, the old man, I swear to God, if he didn't have to stop to fill up, he probably wouldn't. He probably would never go to the bathroom on a trip, on a 10 hour trip. Yeah, this is a pretty cool chair. This is the one my wife bought me last year because the other one was really hurting my back bad. Um, this one here's not got as much cushion in the seat as I like, but the back is great. I used to be able to drive for a full tank of gas between pee breaks. Yeah, well, 3 hours because we also have a 13-year-old with us, so I just take advantage of it whether I have to go or not. I normally take advantage of it. A lot of times, honestly, we'll take a trip up north, up to Mount Pleasant, Michigan or something, which is about a 3 hour trip. We'll stop at the rest stop to put gas in the car. Uh, and that's usually when me and the young'un will run in and use the bathroom. We drive suburban 10 hours between fill ups. Okay, guys, I got to get my day started. Take care. You too, Rob. You take care of yourself, bud, and we'll catch you next Saturday there at Paw Paw. My diabetes doesn't get me in that way. A 3 hour tour sometimes ends up in a shipwreck. Yes, it does, especially when the weather starts getting rough and your tiny ship is tossed. Thank God for a fearless crew, or the ship could be lost. Of course, I'll be shooting video next weekend, guys, and you'll see Rob, Michigander Man. He'll be in my video, and be a lot in that video. You're going to see and hear of folks and bands and stuff you ain't never heard of before. Not to mention the classic car shows, not to mention the Ghostbusters, the Mystery Machine, the Mach 5. There'll be a lot to see up there. So you are Gilligan on that show. How long before you have off the other dudes to have that island parrot? Um, probably not going to happen because I don't like large bodies of water. Don't like large bodies of water. So you're never going to catch me out in a small craft in the ocean, even for a 3 hour tour. So it gets me in other ways. Now I have neuropathy in my stomach. So now I take another pill to be able to eat. I haven't got it in my stomach yet. It still basically bothers me most from my knees down. Which, I mean, got neuropathy that irritates me, irritates my calves and shins and my feet. My knees are the icing on that cake, the weakness in my left knee and the pain especially. I normally put, and Jan and Jay will witness this next week. Um, I normally put uh, uh, a medicated cream on the front and backs of my knees, and then I back it up with a CBD cream that pretty much numbs my knees so I can relax and walk and stuff. One thing you guys probably will see that you're not used to is since we'll be outside all day long, and I'll be doing a lot of walking and helping out up there with parking and security and stuff. Is I I'll have my cane with me. Um, now you guys are not used to that. I don't know. I might take my cane. I might just use my tripod as a walking stick. That way I can film a little easier. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I'm using a Dexicom G6. Hmm. Never heard of it. My wife actually bought this CBD hemp cream, and not only I hate to touch on touchy subjects most of the time, but she originally bought it for my daughter's cramps. And when she rubs it on her stomach and stuff, it numbs the cramping and stuff like that. And we tried it on my knees one time, and oh my God, it wasn't a half hour, and I forgot I had knees. It took all the pain and stuff away. Stomach neuropathy, gastroparesis. You do not want it. I don't like anything messing with my stomach because I enjoy eating too much. So I don't want nothing messing with my stomach. Still in a damn wheelchair. Will it replace Viagra? Um, um, I don't know. I don't know. I've never applied it to know. I don't know. The way it numbs my knees, though, you might forget that you even have that appendage on your body if you put it on there. It probably just numb it. Giving you something new to ponder, you asshole. Leave it to you, Tony. Holy crap, we've gone up 8 degrees since we started the live stream. We're up to 63 degrees already. And it looks like a cloudless sky. Dexcom G6 is a continuous blood glucose monitor. I change it every 10 days. Is that the one that's got the little needle on the back of it and they put it on your arm and just tape it on your arm and it's supposed to stay there? If that's the one, they tried one of those on me here a couple years ago. And the very first time I went outside, I broke a sweat. It fell right off my arm. Okay, time to prep. Y'all have a great day and weekend. You too, Tony. You too. You have a good day. Have a good weekend. And we'll see you the first of the week, bud. Or maybe we'll see you tonight. You never know. We'll be here tonight. At least I will be. I ain't guaranteeing none of you will be, but I'll be here tonight. I put mine on my side. Mine is waterproof. All right, Templar. You have a good day. Your weekend officially starts here in just a few hours, bud. So, take care. Have a good day. And we'll see you tonight. Cool. And if not, we'll catch you the first of the week. I put mine on my side. Mine is waterproof. My meter was waterproof. But the sweat just... I had sweat pouring down my arm. The tape just curled right up and the whole meter fell out of my arm. So that was the only bad thing about it. And they told me that I couldn't do anything for while I was using it. And me and the wife both told them, well, no then. I'm too active. I try to stay too active. Y'all tell me that, watching my diet and moving around helps to keep my blood sugar down. But now you're telling me you're going to put this meter on me and I have to stay stationary. Ain't going to happen. Ain't going to happen. I got a grandma to take care of at home. I have a child to take care of at home. I have a lawn to take care of. I have a house to clean. And I ain't happening. So, Crease now is not that great. I had one that fell off too, so now I'm using my Dexcom. I work Saturdays, also only off Wednesdays and Sundays. That's right. That's right. You have the split up weekend days. All right, bud. Well, like I said, if we see you tonight, cool beans, we'll be here. If not, we will catch you Monday. But enjoy your Sunday off at least. Yep, love and light to you too, my friend. You take care. For the rest of you, we got about 3.5 minutes left already. Just about time for me to get a hold of Jan and get a video put out for y'all. Ash starts back to school right after Labor Day. So she's got what, about 2 weeks? 2 weeks and a few days before she starts back to school. The 24th 20th or 2nd. Yeah, Wednesday the 24th, we actually have open house at the high school to meet the teachers and the principal and stuff like that. So, and then I think she starts a week or so, a little bit less than a week later, like 5 days or something, 6 days. The sensor is the one that goes in your skin. The reader is the one that tells you your sugars. Dexcom, you can do all that. Yeah, that's what mine did. Is it had like a little wire needle on the back of it, and it had a button, like a white button thing, that the little wire thing was hooked to, and they just stuck it in my arm right here, and then wrapped tape around my arm to cover it. And as for water, it was fine with water, but you know, sweat, it did not like salty sweat. The salt dissolved the glue on the back of that tape, because I was out mowing the yard and weed eating and stuff like that. Yeah, see, we start later than most places in the country does, but they automatically schedule 20 snow days into our school year. So if we have like a real bad winter, then the kids go about the same amount of time that everybody else does. If we don't have a real bad winter, our kids actually go 3 weeks longer than everybody else does in the country. We start a week later, but finish almost a month later. Our kids don't get out of school till the middle of June. So where everybody else in like Indiana and stuff, they get out like the middle of May, third week of May, something like that. Everybody else starts in August, and we start first week of September. So that's why. It's real screwy. It's real screwy. But all right, guys, it is that time. It is time for me to be like a fat baby and head out. Time for me to be like a tree and leave. Time for me to be like a bunch of birds and fly away. So you guys all have a great Friday. Don't forget to try to have a little bit of fun, unless you're at work, and then have a lot of bit of fun. We will be on tonight, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know what we're going to do, but, you know, it's going to be fun. So, must be a freestyle in your arm. That's kind of much better, believe me. I sweat bad at times, too, because of my diabetes and haven't had any issues. Cool. Cool. Yep. My doctor's not even suggested that thing yet, so we'll see what happens in the future. But then again, I only see my doctor once every month, so unless there's an issue, so I don't know. But anyway, guys, I'm out of here. So until tonight, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. God bless you, God love you, I do. We'll catch y'all tonight. Have a good day.